That's better. Now I'm on now. And Mamuna have very good afternoon to you, Bacho Obaswa. Na washe medini di Kofi Asante Empire. Every pesi di komoki tuebi. You didn't come okay TV. Match 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Na nkomo no ye dear na ye na ya dane. My background is it's reflecting a whole lot. It's reflecting a whole lot. About me. Let me change my position. T Medin di Kofi Asante Paris and I'm a kind Obaswa no I share. Me say it's financial blessings being misinterpreted. So in the church, because a lot is going on, a lot is going on with our pastors and our ministers from the pulpit. Nti me say every year share ade ketewa bi. Why? Na yedi ehon komo menche kra may very quick on this particular subject. Answer na be fi asem pese mo hwe video bi. Na yehwe sa video ni wie pepepe. Na yefiase. Once I play the video, I think I'll change the position of my laptop.
But I'm a chairman of a bank, and I was intimidated the first time. I said, wow, what am I going to do? I'm just going to make a mess of myself. But money is so easy to understand. Just coming from and where it's going, and that's it. That's it. Where is the money coming from and where is it going? Track it. And I sit down there and I have all these bankers and people with all kinds of banking degrees, and I ask very simple questions. What about this? What about that? Everybody says, we haven't thought about that. It's just common sense. You look at facts, you query the facts, you demand answers from the facts, and you get the answers. It's not that hard. If I can do it, and I was horrible with mathematics, still horrible with mathematics. But I realized really in finance, you don't need serious mathematics. It's just addition, subtraction. That's all. Income, cost, expenditure, net. And I could do addition, I could do subtraction, I could do some multiplication, some division. If it goes beyond that, I'm just blank. But I just realized all you need to do is add up the numbers, subtract, and be detailed, and be logical, and you understand it. It's not that tough, really. Many times we allow things to intimidate us. You look at a financial statement, wow, what does that mean? It doesn't mean much. It's addition and subtraction. Just follow the numbers. The numbers tell their own story.
Let me say, this is Doc. This is Dr. Mensa Otebel. And Doc asem about over the years, no, neka I am a thing. And Nkrofo akasa ja Emma Doc. Ja Emma Dr. Mensa Otebel say him of all the people. Sorry, meeting me back on it. I'm noise kakra. Why? I'm just sitting having a half afternoon in my balcony. Nti ubenya noise kakra nti monfanisa. I just the weather is fantastic here in London, and I thought I have to sit at the balcony to do this very quick. As I was saying, Dr. Mensa Otabel of all people have got himself tangled with this current administration, and he's got himself tangled with so much to do with money, to do with the collapse of bank and Nsembere. Na Nkrofo kasa na Doc asem ka eyemeden. And me retro dintia Doc asem ka eyemeden. I'm one of those that came through the ICGC movement. I call it the movement. Okay, and the reason why it's a church, but I call it the movement because ICGC sprang up. We became very charismatic church, but we became extra charismatic. We were doing fantastic, and a lot of men and women have gone through ICGC. I mean, great men and women. We started not being great, but some of us, and there are people who have gone through ICGC. A lot of these people are now big or great men and women around the world. The number of people ICGC as International Central Gospel Church, aboa, erasium, a mental, I educatium, mintimi boding, mintimi boding, mintimi boding. Inti se Ekobase, the founder of ICGC, has dipped his hands in the mess here. This morning I woke up and I saw a cartoon. Omatro Pantios Mensa. May they attach a picture cry using on this particular broadcast. Na Mahomete. Good afternoon to you, Harriet Maufemo Dogbe. Good afternoon to you. Mpacho, mama also mun share video ne ma no. Misremo a mombo mo de an share video ne ma. Na ye me ya. Na ye me asefen. Let's go quickly into how the whole charismatic movement came about, and let's see whether the charismatic church has been a blessing to Ghana or it's been a hindrance to Ghana. So I'm just going to run quickly through history of how charismatic churches came about. I grew up in an Orthodox church, which was this church. I grew up when I was in primary school, early age, saw my mom going to Methodist church and Chebiano or started Pentecost, because when we were growing up from class 2, class 3, Pentecost, which became the thing, where you had the Pentecost, you had Christ Apostolic, you had Assemblies of God. These Pentecostal churches became the order of the day with regards to worshiping God in Ghana. So my mom and all my sisters or my siblings they became Pentecostals. And I used to go to Sunday school in Bethel Assemble in Concordia Pentecost Church. So I was nurtured with the doctrine of the Pentecostal. But some of my sisters, then Pentecost was too heavy for them, and you could see that Pentecost became too heavy for the youth at that time, because they had a very, very strict rules and bad traffic, and then they have strict rules with regards to dating, strict rules with regards to a few other things. They were very, very strict. Pentecostal church. Sisi Akrampo, they say I relax kakra. First need they na very, very strict, but super strict. Yeah, but boasen sisi ya. Oh yeah, ane a boasen. So during that time, some of the youth in Ghana realized that, look, you pesi yesum nyame, nyame som ne yepe. But you pesi yesum nyame no in a version here, it gives us a bit more freedom and then add a bit more life into it. But your baswa no share, no type of bibi, so no me who say wa baso, no me timi echia. Why? So charismatic came about. The first charismatic church I saw as a child growing up was Full Gospel. So Full Gospel to me. And unless I stand to be corrected, unless I'm wrong, but I stand to be corrected, full gospel is the father of all the charismatic churches. So full gospel came. My big sister then, she went to full gospel. There were a few of her friends. Someone I know so maybe still and I'm more primary school, Miss Accra, and they were going to full gospel. And full gospel was booming. A lot of the youngsters moved from Pentecost straight across to full gospel, and full gospel became vibrant. It became the youth thing. It became very, very charismatic, and what have you. Good afternoon to you, Matilda Branke. I hope you very, very well. Good afternoon to you. Bacho Obaswa no share. Na full gospel full gospel became big all over Ghana. And I think people might have seen the vision of full gospel, and people for hold on, we can possibly replicate this. So other charismatic churches like ICGCs and the other ones came on the scene. As I was growing up, almost my youth, I will say in my youthful age, my mom then looked at me. I stopped going to Pentecost. As I said, Pentecost was too heavy. It wasn't making sense to me, or I can't put mind to it because I was way too young. And my mom one day looked at me and said to myself, said, look, sorry, I'll press a call. Mema okwan sorry be a person because Pentecost na umpire into na say sorry I person wow. And I was very, very happy with that. And I searched around and I chose ICGC. I went to ICGC very, very young age. I was in my 20s, and I enjoy ICGC. Very, very close to the pastors then. You know, I don't want to mention names here in my videos, but even Pastorian Car, I was a student, but at a point, Pastorian Car, I'm a driver in ICGC, Kofodia branch, going up and down with the pastor, radio stations early in the mornings and things. So it wasn't just me. There were a lot of young men and women from some of them were in uni, some of them were coming from different schools, some of them in universities, some of them across. And then they had a lot of young professionals, doctors, businessmen, you name it, you know, great people. So ICGC sorry bia a dame come so na me come womb every year bia no your camp meeting, your convention, and your friend camp meeting. Then different reverends and pastors will preach, and which is Dr. Otabel, will also preach. So I grew up seeing Dr. Otabel as my mentor. I saw him as a father figure. I saw him as a spiritual leader, somebody. Great messages. Some messages need be your boy a brand and then you do baby, you do. Entina me kakwa kusi say send your kawana you ICGC asamo ba yeah ne kaya me den and I said Pastor Otabel asamo ba yeah ne kaya me den. But one thing we need to realize as people, they say we are humans and we do make mistakes. We do make mistakes. Dr. Otabel has made certain mistakes. And I'm not here to criticize him. I'm not here to dip him in the pit. But we have to be genuine. So, Sana and Ne, Kofi Drew this current administration as well. Or China, this current administration official, no new administration, but no a mistake. That's a Kofi Drew so and hit the same assembly to the new administration. Not Kofi Drew a hypocrite. And that is exactly what we don't need in our society. Dr. Otabe or Haiti on NDC administration so many times. When it was Rawlings, when it was Artemis, when it was Mahama. Our ships are sinking, these and that and that and that. These are some of the things that was preached from his pulpit. And that was absolutely fine to me. In the same way, and not today's administration, what is going wrong with it? Dr. Otabe should be able to name and call it out. And he's not doing it. Why? Because he has found himself attached to this administration. Dr. Otabe has found himself attached to this administration. Hence, the catalogs of mistakes. Being on the board as non-executive chairman of Capital Bank was a wrong move. Now, hope said, as someone to Dr. Otabe and I say, and ne nia waye nti a nkola nyina sori a obi etimi di nanim ebeye fem ekasa eye video etia no. Other men of God will learn from this. Onyankopon frɛ sɛ beye nyame adwuma. Now we started the share politics mu. Yanka said, don't be part of politics. You can be an advisor, but be an advisor on GP, non-payment service. Overall, the gospel is free, Obibeka, but it takes money to carry it. Be an advisor to the government. Be an advisor to administration. But try as much as possible not to go and sit on board. As soon as I'll be taking, whether it's non-executive or executive, who started to take board like Capital Bank or transfer on a board. Your friend is saying Cathedral AC or transfer as a board. Most started pepe man ya nkofo the money IFM. Men of God, you are God's representatives on earth. Try and separate the pulpit from the politics. You see, when you were not able to separate the pulpit from the politics, NDC administration time, on them. Now this very administration that you praised is now sinking. And you are not be able to do the same thing. No, you want to see our hypocrites. It's giving people the opportunity and content creators the opportunity to speak to you anyhow and to tell you what it is. And unfortunately, in some of you are catch you, but why? Because you've given them the ammunition to shoot you. You gave them that or those ammunitions for them to shoot back at you. To shoot back at you. Cathedral, with all the controversies, aforesaid, Doc will learn from being on the board of Capital Bank. Banker, a collapse here. Now on Sawo be. Signatories be. Any CKB movement be of money. Say bank no. Then the bank ne guno. You should have learned from that. Inti Bianca ye do a beto board member on this or executive member on this cathedral or say, look, I appreciate the position, I appreciate the respect, but humbly, my dream working mean to me. But we say dear what Sayaji Akotana Adieso. Taxpayers' money being swindled into this project What is the service of God on earth? The service of God on earth said, Obedo, Jesus said it. If you don't know your brother, you can't help your brother. Onipo tibiasi a onim na Ghana for na comedy o no ntimi mboa Ghana for. Na sa wo besi asori dan amayi na nkopon na wo soro na hunhu ne dan dia. Nya ni dia o se den. We are truthful. We are truthful. My question is, I understand charismatic. You guys brought us up with this inspirational preaching about riches, how to create wealth, how to create riches, how to break free from poverty. Charismatic, the preaching was all about wealth and success and financial breakthroughs, which was great and is still fantastic. But when we take this message, at the same time, we should be able to know where we draw the line. We cannot say we are ambitious. We waiting for the breakthrough, for the opportunities. Into opportunity be a baby piano, we should jump on the bank wagon, even if we do not have the experience to carry out those operations successfully. Oh yes, sir. No, I could get greedy. No, I could get opportunist. No, I could get all the worst. Uncrophobe used to describe what any worst, Papa. Let's listen to this tape. Now, share where the mistake started from the Capital Bank. This is from the horse's own mouth, Dr. Otebel. Let's listen to him.
But I'm a chairman of a bank, and I was intimidated the first time. I said, wow, what am I going to do? I'm just going to make a mess of myself. But money is so easy to understand. Just find out where it's coming from and where it's going, and that's it. That's it. Where is the money coming from and where is it going? Track it. And I sit down there and I have all these bankers and people with all kinds of banking degrees, and I ask very simple questions. What about this? What about that? Everybody says, we haven't thought about that. It's just common sense. You look at facts, you query the facts, you demand answers from the facts, and you get the answers. It's not that hard. If I can do it, and I was horrible with mathematics, still horrible with mathematics. But I realized really in finance, you don't need serious mathematics. It's just addition, subtraction. That's all. Income, cost, expenditure, net. And I could do addition, I could do subtraction, I could do some multiplication, some division. If it goes beyond that, I'm just blank. But I just realized all you need to do is add up the numbers, subtract, and be detailed, and be logical, and you understand it. It's not that tough, really. Many times we allow things to intimidate us. You look at a financial statement. Wow, what does that mean? It doesn't mean much. It's addition and subtraction. That's all. Just follow the numbers. The numbers tell their own story.
Na utie nsama dog kain na this actually sums up and tell you say Dr. Mensa Otabe went on the board of the bank with very limited idea about finance, because banking is not all about addition and subtraction. Sana Okano is way more than that. Banking is way more than addition and subtraction. Possibly, probably, basic banking might be about addition and subtraction. Whilst you sit at the till, just collecting the money, counting and balancing the money out. But for you to be a board member on a particular bank like Capital Bank is more than addition and subtraction. We need to be able to look at risk assessment, financial risk, It's way more than addition and subtraction. You need to be able to figure out the financial risk, because don't forget, banks also lend money. Banks also invest money. So if you're not good at assessing financial risk, you're not able to tell us the market trend. You're not able to tell us, or you don't have any knowledge or education about all this, about the markets, about the trend, about the how even when the graphs are presented to you, the financial graphs, you cannot even understand them. And you think it's just an addition and subtraction. Hence, you could be on a board of a bank. No wonder that bank nosedived. Because you might even have a very good client who's been great and been very successful in their businesses. They might come to you as a board member or present their new business ideas to you as members of the board of the bank. And then you should be able to risk assess that business and say to them, look, you've been one of our biggest clients, but this time we're going to say no to you because we can see that this is not workable. This is not workable. I think this overconfident and is this charismatic thing that once the door is open, we should step our foot in there because it's an opportunity. It's what led Doc down in this banking thing that he went and presided over, or he took on. In life, this to teach us that sometimes in life we bite more than we can chew. And unfortunately, in financial markets or in financial world, if you bite more than you can chew, I'm telling you, what you've chewed will grow and swallow you. It will grow and swallow you. Now, a great man, fantastic man, a great name like Dr. Mensa Otabil is being associated with all other names. But he's brought that on himself. It's a self-reflection. We've woken up to realize that Sisi or say we're fee cathedral board missile, which is a great idea. Apparently, his picture was still on, but overnight the government is taking that picture off from their website, which is, to me, is better off. My humble advice to Doc is, Doc, stay away from this administration. This administration, as we speak, this current NPP administration is toxic. It's toxic. I understand you very close to them, you have a relationship with them, you have a relationship in church through some of people that are very close to this family. I saw you at one of their I think inauguration or birthday parties in Achim somewhere, where you were the master ceremony and opening of the occasions and what have you. This administration is toxic, dog. It's very toxic. This is not the NPP we know. This is not the Kufuor and Tufuor and those MPPs. No. This is not the NPP. This current administration of NPP are asset grabbing NPP. Asset grabbing NPP. Asset grabbing NPP. Dog, stay away. Emi Jamao. Sisi Obiabo Utimi shouldn't be. But unfortunately, that is what it is now. Yemi Jama Papa. Yentimi and use and absolutely, Harriet. They cannot use religion to try and enrich themselves. Yentimi yes, no. You can't use religion to try and enrich yourself. Meanwhile, the ordinary Ghanaian is suffering. You've made it. We are okay. You've made it. God gave you a vision. What fulfilled that vision? Central University this that. So I am a CC. I was sent the top the last time it even came to that Central University owns electricity company, so much money. Now more preach it where they not from the pulpit. Now more chance the if you have a company or you have anything running, na over no, you not living by example. Now I get kakra. Now I get it. And this should be a lesson to all the men of God. All those men of God. Stay away from this administration. Possibly any government. You can be an advisor to a government. That's it. Don't go further. And Christian Council need a metikwana mekuma. A Christian Council that is so biased. A Christian Council who doesn't have what it takes to tell people, say, direction is wrong. I'm trying to look for the key word for that. Direction is wrong. A Christian Council that cannot call the spade. And yet, hear me, yeah. You guys are being used. Absolutely. They are being used. And they are going to be dumped by this administration. Mubin said, you've been used and dumped. Now it's too late. Now it's too late. Because administration, NPP administration, and the Papa B and from back. I saw a video yesterday of Sir John, the assessor, now special prosecutor, actual to the executor, said, "Oma freezy access until all investigation is completed." Now, executor no any hops in Adoy, eti Obia Sempa radio. So I should have added that to this. But I'll tell you what, I'll treat that separately tomorrow. I'll treat that topic separately tomorrow. Now, executor need to say media then my micro me say John the metal the way so. Then why don't you know say if an executor of someone's will, na say nipa no cry the can went to ya who executor no near the court. Don't you know that? That is why they always have two executors. They will have the legal executor, and then they will have somebody who is close to the family or a family member. They come also say John why then na o she boot or she uniform era uye. Say John she boot no she uniform no uye enti yanyen den. Enti say John yanyen den. O she boot no she uniform ti yanyen den. O she boot now she uniform na wu na se we wi Ghana na ama. We have to freeze your access. Sir John, or she boot no she uniform no it was for his benefit. Muka can say and around that site a forest and within 2-3 years, Sir John, he acquired so much property in a prime location. We need to know where they got that from. A Yikobia and Sir John says, so Marco Tunifun Abeto Abontin, Nagana for a juntia. I'll play that video. Who Obia Sampano, you guys, what yeah, and now they be say you catch them administration ways is nipe weko prison. Now, John Dramani Mama, young papa, so I'm hearing one fan conform co prison, a pay me yama, because Nia ma Ghana no this administration. Nia asofo nia members of the media ni bi. Nia asofo ni bi. Ene omo ka ho. Nia ma Ghana no. It's too much. With the movie here, I'm gonna get ready. I'll have an afternoon work that I have to go and do. So with the movie here, Nami Shemu na midini e Kofi Asante Mpare. Obaswa share. Obason so no was na de ama wunie bi. What tag wunie bi. No no so etie bi. Mo message nko. Then ko to in the heart of government. And at the same time, mo message no so nko. Then ko to asofo no. Nti moma message no moma no nko wo so mu ye nipa tu kura na mutie ni a wo so ma nipa tu na nipa tu so wo so ma nipa tu na nipa tu wo so ma nipa tu ya be ho an se ya hiti 4k ni 5k ni nkrofo 1k ni bi wa nti mom ye nre ya ho na ye wo so na ye mfa nko metamasi bebre. Thanks very much Harriet. Thanks for coming. Thanks for your time and thanks for listening to me this afternoon. I appreciate every single one of you, your time. I know it's a working day, and at this time, it's a working time as well. So I don't expect any big audience, but I should drop this in. Tomorrow, we will do the John one with Obi Asempa and few I would say messages that came through that studio, Hobson Adoy and the world executor we're talking about. Absolutely rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. But we will deal with that tomorrow. God bless you all. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.